Hello dear students. In this session, I am going to explain about unit hydrograph. Unit hydrograph method is widely used for flood estimation and flood prediction. Unit hydrograph of drainage is hydrograph of direct runoff resulting from 1 centimeter of effective rainfall of a unit duration generated uniformly over the basin area at a uniform rate. The effective rainfall or rainfall excess is the part of the total rainfall that enters the stream as direct runoff. The specified or unit duration is that period within which the effective rainfall is considered to be uniformly distributed. A unit hydrograph is designated according to the unit duration. For example, if a unit hydrograph results from a rainfall of 3 hours unit duration, it is known as 3-hour unit hydrograph, meaning thereby a hydrograph produced by surface runoff from a storm lasting for 3 hours and yielding a rainfall excess of 1 centimeter. Since the area under a hydrograph represents the total runoff, it is evident from the definition of unit hydrograph that the area under the unit hydrograph represents a direct runoff of 1 centimeter. Assumption in unit hydrograph theory. The effective rainfall is uniformly distributed within its duration or specified period of time. The effective rainfall is uniformly distributed over the entire area of the drainage basin. For a given drainage basin, the base period of the hydrographs of direct runoff corresponding to effective rainfalls of different intensities but same unit duration is constant. The ordinates of all the direct runoff hydrographs of a common base period are directly proportional to the total amount of direct runoff represented by each hydrograph. For a given drainage basin, the hydrograph of direct runoff corresponding to a given period of rainfall reflects all the physical characteristics of the basin. Like this, we can plot the curves against runoff and time, runoff versus time. Derivation of unit hydrograph. On the image screen on the screen, you can see there are three types of curve. This is an example. The first color, blue, that shows the rainfall intensity is 0.5 inch. It is given in the unit is inch. And the second graph is high, that is red in color. Second graph shows little higher than the first one, that is 1 inch, and the next is third one is 2 inch. Like this, unit hydrographs can be drawn with available data runoff versus time. Derivation of unit hydrograph. The unit hydrograph method is used for the estimation of the maximum flood discharge of a stream as well as for developing a flood hydrograph corresponding to any anticipated rainfall. In order to derive the unit hydrograph, some steps are adopted. These the steps adopted are: first point is select a hydrograph resulting from an isolated, intense, short duration rainfall of nearly uniform distribution over the entire drainage basin as well as within its duration. Second point, separate the base flow from the total runoff represented by the hydrograph in order to obtain the direct runoff. For base flow separation, any of the methods may be adopted. Third point, draw a series of ordinates at, at some uniform time interval for the entire hydrograph. From these ordinates of the hydrograph, by deducting the corresponding ordinates of base flow, obtain the ordinates of direct runoff. Compute the volume of the direct runoff, which is equal to summation of O into T small t into 3600 whole into bracket summation of O into small t into 3600 into cubic meter, where summation O is the sum of the direct runoff ordinates in cumex and T is the time interval in hours between the successive ordinates. Next point is divide the volume of direct runoff by the area of the drainage basin to obtain the equivalent depth of direct runoff. And the last point, by dividing each of the ordinates of direct runoff by the depth of direct runoff, obtain the ordinates of the unit hydrograph by plotting these ordinates at their respective times and drawing a smooth curve passing through these unit hydrograph is obtained. So what are the uses of hydrograph? Uses of unit hydrograph are in many hydrological problems, such as in the development of flood hydrograph corresponding to design storms which are required for the design of hydraulic structures. Second point, in the watersheds simulation models. Third point, in the studies of flood forecasting and flood warning systems. Fourth is in extending the flood flow records based on rainfall records. What are the limitations? Limitations of unit hydrograph. First point is precipitation must be from rainfall only. Snow melt runoff cannot be satisfactorily represented by unit hydrograph. Second point, the catchment should not have unusually large storages in terms of tanks, ponds, large flood bank storages, etc., which affect the linear relationship between storage and discharge. If the precipitation is decidedly non-uniform, Unit hydrographs cannot be expected to give good result. So this is about the unit hydrograph. Thank you guys.